Hey, it's Eric here at Peachtree Classic Cars, and this is a sweet little 1957 Chevrolet short bed step side pickup truck. Now, this is basically an all original truck, except that it does have a 327 V8, and according to the previous owner, it was rebuilt with camel hump heads, a small cam, headers, 4-speed, and it's got a posi traction rear end. So new fuel pump, new tank, sending unit, carb rebuild, new water pump, beautiful new wood bed. So it's funny, I've had a lot of Bel Airs, and every once in a while I jump in a 57 Chevy. It needs a new key, but I can't tell you how many Chevys. I've tried 5 Chevys. Turn that, push the button, she fires right up. And actually you can go to Advanced Auto and get the new keys. So 4-speed top loader. Looks like even the speedometer's hooked up. Actually, it rides really smooth in here. For an all original truck, the interior is cabin noise is actually quite low. Aftermarket gauges are working great. Oil pressure, and just a straight driving truck. In fact, I'm going to give it the brakes here. Not holding the steering wheel there. The brakes stopping perfectly straight. This thing's got tons of power. Keep in mind I'm having to hold the camera and shift a manual transmission at the same time. So now it is manual steering. So once you're rolling, pretty easy to steer, but if you're at a dead stop, it is a little bit more challenging. Does not have an e-brake, which I was just filming another video on another truck saying I am surprised at how often we're finding no e-brake on these old trucks, but it just seems to be the way it is. So, and actually I don't think I have a chock, so I'm gonna see if I can get this mat to keep it from rolling backwards. Slow, slow. Well, shoot, here I am fooling around with this. I wanted to be able to hear the engine. I was trying to get the vehicle to not roll. Amazing sounding engine. Beautiful exhaust sound. I think the old man that we got this from had a block of wood in the back he was using as a chock, so just want to make sure it doesn't roll away from us. Hood opens easily with one hand. This engine just sounds amazing. Little Edelbrock dress-up kit. Let me turn this off, and that way we can hear a little bit better, and I'll show you the rest of the truck. Yeah, we've been marveling at the fact that I'd say 9 out of 10 trucks I buy, it seems like the guys will restore. They'll do the engine, they'll throw out bearings, pressure plate, clutch, transmission, never even reinstall the emergency brake equipment. So, and actually you can get on lmctruck.com. The emergency brake kit is not very expensive, and it's actually not that hard to reinstall. So nice straight hood, and overall the body on this truck is straight. Let me show you under the hood real quick. Inner firewall is in great shape, inner fender wells. This camera, if you follow my videos, you've heard me say this a few times now, it's probably time for a new camera, because this thing's just eating batteries. I just put brand new batteries and it's blinking at me again. Edelbrock intake. Hood opens and closes. nice and easy. So the body on this truck is really straight. It's probably 20-something-year-old paint, and we put a buffer on it just to try to shine it up just a little bit. And I'll tell you, it's looks pretty good from about 20 feet. But when you get right up on it, there's imperfections everywhere. And then they got a bad touch-up match and went around and tried to touch up tiny little rock spits and little pieces here from it being a driver. That being said, this will make a killer farm truck just like it sits. If you wanted it to look perfect, actually I ended up getting a quote from one of my buddies who owns a paint shop to walk around it and do the touch-ups was fairly affordable, and then really to do a scuff and shoot and repaint it the same color is still not that bad. So but I see the value in the truck the way it sits too. This is the one tragedy here. Somebody came along. I'm hoping that this will show up in the camera. See if that'll focus on my finger. But somebody came along in the parking lot and keyed this truck. So we got a spot right here and here. A little pop right there in the skim coat. And then they keyed it right here on the door. See that all the way right there. So we actually have a perfect match touch-up kit from Sherwin-Williams for the white and the red. And we actually put a little bit of touch-up on it just in a spot to test it to see how it is. I didn't want to crack the clear coat can because once you crack it, you got 48 hours to use it. And I thought I'm going to let the next person do that if they want to, because this truck is awesome just the way it sits. So love the two-tone, short bed, step sides, really clean truck, beautiful wood bed, older install, but still looks great. In fact, I don't even think I'd refinish it, but if you wanted to get real picky, you could sand it and put another coat. But I mean, it's just beautiful back here. Doors open and close good. Windows roll up and down like they're supposed to. All the glass is in great shape. Don't see any chips or anything like that. Got an old headliner in it. The dash is all original, which I love. And like I said, actually, aside from the engine tranny and rear end, everything else in here is original. So this would be a great candidate too to, you know, maybe do a Mustang 2 front end if you wanted. I'll tell you what though, it drives really good for what it is. The one thing I was trying to do was see if I could figure out a way to get an original steering wheel to go back on it. That nice 18-inch steering wheel steers a lot better than this little 14-inch steering wheel. So it'd be kind of nice to do that. So a couple of rusty spots will go there. Little spot down there at the bottom of the door. Couple little bubbles there, but not rusted all the way through. Hinge pockets are in great shape. One tiny little spot there. Other than that, it looks good. Step ups look good. It does have these bucket seats. I can't tell you what they're from, but they almost look like a 70s model, some kind of a 70s model. What would have been a sports car. Getting underneath the truck, a little bit of